Okay, so the last couple days have been really pretty big for discovery for my research, basically showing that the Great Lakes and Lake Superior, like I said, the word super and the word great originate with the moon. Basically, that one crater called the Sea of Moscow, which this is the Sea of Moscow. This shape is the Sea of Moscow, the whole entire Great Lakes system. Lake Superior being the top, and this is. Let me just show you something here. Okay, so I got to bring up a picture of Mare Moscovian, Sea of Moscow, which is I got them all over the place, so I shouldn't be too hard to find one. Here's one right here, east. I don't know where it's going to be, but okay, so here, this is it. Let me turn the borders off for a second. Okay, so I've shown this over the eastern United States before. This weather pattern has shown over the eastern United States. And what it shows is the Lake Superior would be right up here. Lake Michigan falls into this area here. This spot must mean the super or something like that. It's like Super Sailor Moon, the Silver Crystal. This thing is just this spot is important. It's like this Columbus Center. Columbus Center is this. Um, we also seen this weather pattern that matched this exactly over Indianapolis, Indiana, a couple weeks ago. I showed that pattern, shared it on Google Plus. Okay, so right here, this crater, I forget the name of it. It's got some Russian name, but on the moon, this is supposed to be 32 miles in diameter. This crater, I measured it. I just went to the moon. It's 32 miles across, right? And you can see it's got this little crater off to the bottom of here that's kind of cuts into the edge. Well, that crater is shaped by this area in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania, basically. Right here, this spot right here. See this? See this circular pattern right here with that dimple in the center? What is that in the center, I wonder? What's that city? We should check that out because that's probably important. Middletown, Harrisburg. Okay, whatever. It's Middletown would make sense to me because it's right in the middle, right? It's right in the middle of that pattern that I just talked about, that crater. And you can see when I back it off, that is the middle of that circle. See the circle? Okay, well this is 130 something, 100. It's like way bigger, and it's always much bigger than it is on the moon. Than they say it is on the moon. So what does that tell us? I mean, I'm going to measure it right now to show you. This is the same exact thing as that crater. You can even see the circular cut, the crater, the little crater that's on the edge is right here. That little crater that's on the edge is right there, and that just puts the whole basin. This whole basin right here is Mare Moscovians. So that just makes that. What am I doing here? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Cancel. I meant to do this. Just measure this in diameter. How could it be 32 miles on the moon if it's this big on the Earth? 140 miles across. How does it make the same pattern on the Earth at 140 miles across that if it's only 32 miles across on the moon? And it is the same pattern. I guarantee it is. That circular that one right there is right there. I don't know what's this is like the capital of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia or whatever. I don't know what it is. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. No, that's over to the east a little more, I believe. Maryland. Oh, that's Maryland. Baltimore. Oh, that makes sense too. That makes total sense. York. But I'm just saying that right there is that thing in that crater. I mean, that's it. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is like a major city off to the edge of that crater. Or this is probably a mountain. It's the Appalachian Mountains, but that creates that crater on the moon. It has to because this whole area, as I've shown in the weather and everything else, the nor'easter, all of it. And then today I find the Columbus egg, which is this crater is the egg. This crater is the egg. Absolutely the egg. Right there. Boom, there's your egg. The Columbus egg. I mean, what would Columbus have to do with an egg? Why is there monuments all over, in Spain and Italy, in New York City with the Columbus and the egg? it has to be Columbus never existed as a man, or it was made up. It's the whole story was made up. This is Columbus. This is the goddess Columbia. This is Columbia. This shape, this pattern is Columbia. It once faced the earth, had to have faced the earth, and it's like so mysterious in our history. I mean, actually, a lot of people know about it. Obviously, they got Columbus Center. Those people who created that Columbus Center with the egg know about it. I mean, why would you build that with a big egg sticking out of the window? You know what I mean? They know about it. This is your Easter egg, everything else. I just find that very interesting. I can't believe I just learned about the Columbus egg today. But that was from, I learned that from that guy that brought up that video, the Cobras of Columbus, which I've shown you the Cobra of Columbus. That is this right here, the Eye of Horus pattern. Shows that, and it comes from the moon. It absolutely comes from the moon. Here you go. Awesome Eye of Horus. Let me turn the borders off. I've shown this already. Okay, this would be the egg. This is the egg right here with the eye in it. And this is the cobra right here coming out of the corner of the eye. That's the cobra right there of Columbus. This is Columbus, it's Isis, it's Horus, it's Baal, it's everything. This is everything. Christ as well. So that's why his name is Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. Might as well be. With the cobra. That's where the cobra of Columbus comes from right there. And it's also the falcon, which we know Horus is the falcon-headed man, or however that goes. But this is often comes up as the falcon. I've shown that weather pattern countless times, and it looks exactly like a falcon, like the Atlanta Falcon logo. So I mean, this is really interesting the way this pattern shows a lot of things. Actually, it shows South America right there over Alaska, or in the area of Alaska with the Andes coming down right here, and then it has this trail that goes all the way, and then South America shows itself again right here off to the side. So that's interesting as well, I do believe. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. That crater, 32 miles on the moon, and it's 140 on the Earth. So you tell me what Planet X is. What is Planet X? The moon is a planet. This is consistent like this, people. This is consistent. Every alignment I show of the moon over the Earth shows the moon to be about that, 5 times the size they say the moon is, which makes it bigger than the Earth. Makes it bigger than the Earth. I mean, I don't know how you could get any more proof than that. I mean, all you got to do is flip the moon over and overlay it on the Earth. This right here is the Sea of Moscow, right here with that one. I just looked at the name of the crater. I don't remember. It's some Russian name, but that's 140 miles from a 32-mile crater on the moon. Well, how does it even get on the Earth? If the moon, how does the moon even leave that on the Earth if it didn't actually hit the Earth? These are volcanoes right here. These were created by volcanoes. So that just makes you wonder, if the moon was right here and left these marks on this area of the Earth, what really starts the Ice Age? What created the big glaciers? Was it even a glacier? Maybe it was the moon itself. I think it was the moon itself that scraped across the land or whatever. They say it's from glaciers and whatever. I think it, maybe from the moon being over this area of the Earth, fixed to this spot on the Earth or something, and the Ice Age, was there until the moon moved away, and then it melted down or something. But that had to be what created the Ice Age. Had to be. That's definitely something to do with the moon. Has something to do with the creation, with the Ice Age, for sure. That is that same crater. You can check it yourself. So anyways, this is like 100 degrees in here. I got to turn the fan back on. Everybody have a good day. Thank you for watching. Just an interesting world we live in, I'm telling you. You never stop learning about this stuff, and it just gets deeper every day. All right, have a good one.